What is going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Living Free channel. My name is Tyler Freed, and in this video I'm going to be talking about why your age means absolutely nothing. And why am I going to be talking about that? Well, because I get, again, a lot of comments about how, man, I wish I knew about what you were talking about when I was younger. I made a lot of mistakes when I was younger, in my 20s, in my early 30s, yada, yada, yada. Now, I'm not singling out anybody. I have gotten different comments from different people pretty much alluding to the same thing, and I'm going to be talking about that in this video, about how you've got to get over that. You've got to look past that and start looking towards the future. And I'm really going to be talking about why I believe that age does not really matter. But first, before I get into that, I'm going to give an update of what you're looking at, where I'm at, what I'm doing, how things are going here at Crete Carrier as well. So anyway, right now I'm in western Montana. I'm about to hit Butte, Montana. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous part of the country. I absolutely love Montana. It's one of my favorite states to drive through, especially the western part of it. And so, yeah, I have a great load. I got a load out of the panhandle of Idaho, and I'm headed down to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And so a nice long run with deadhead miles and loaded miles included. It's roughly about 2,800 miles, this load altogether. So this load is pretty much the only load I'm going to be doing this week, or at least this pay period. I may get one other one, hopefully I do, so that I can totally blow past 3,000 miles this week, which I should be doing. And I'm going to touch on that here for a second before I get into the main point of the video. But and that is that I think freight is picking back up, because the last month or so I've noticed that I'm starting to get pre-planned like I used to get pre-planned when things were popping, when I first started out here at Crete. You know, it really didn't start to slow down and become a problem with pre-plans and getting my miles until about mid-March. And so I've noticed here over the last month or so that things are starting to pick up, and it's starting to look like it used to. So I'm happy about that. I'm getting great miles. I'm getting pre-planned, and everything is looking like it's getting back to where it's efficient again. Now, that's my experience. I don't know about your experience if you work at Crete, but that's what I've noticed lately, that things are starting to look better. So I'm getting great miles, and I'm really loving it right now. So anyway, I'm going to get right into the subject now, and I appreciate you for staying this far into the video. It's absolutely beautiful out here. I just love it, man. I just love it. But anyway, your age, why does that not matter? Well, look, if you're 70 years old, 80 years old, maybe age does matter. I mean, you really don't have a lot of time. If you look at statistics as to how long people live, yeah, you may not have a lot of time to reverse what you've done in your life. I mean, you could, not saying it's impossible when you're that old, but you know, chances are, if you're in a very bad position when you're 75, 85 years old, you know, your life's pretty much over. I mean, you may have another 10, 15 years left to live, but you don't have really the energy to really do a whole lot to fix your situation. That's just the bottom line, okay? And that's in general. That's not every situation, but that's in general. Now, if you are somebody, though, that is 40 years old, even 50 years old, nowadays, you know, 50's the new 30, especially if you take good care of yourself. And if you have 10 years, just 10 years, I've done a video about how in 10 years you could become a truck driver and become a millionaire in 10 years driving a truck. So let's say you're 50 years old. Say you're 50 and you're young, you're healthy, you have energy to work, you know, you don't have any health problems, whatever. If you work your face off from 50 to 65, give yourself 15 years to work your face off, you can easily not only become a millionaire, but if you do a lot of the things I talk about in my videos, which is get out of debt, build an emergency fund, and invest in assets, and you do that consistently over a 10 to 15 year period of time, you will become financially free. Let's say you have zero money, zero retirement savings. You're in a bad situation. Let's say you are. Well, and you're 50 years old. You could 100% if you do what I'm talking about in my videos, you get into a career where you make a high income to where you're able to save and invest, 40, 50, 60% of your income. You're out of debt, you build an emergency fund, and you invest in either stocks, real estate, you start your own business, yada, yada, yada. And you do that over a 10, 15 year span, you will build wealth, you will build a level of financial freedom. 100% you will do that. I've only been trucking for 4.5 years, okay? And now I should be further ahead. I could say the same thing about myself. Now, I'm only 28, but really, I screwed around in high school. I screwed around. I didn't take school serious. I didn't take anything serious. It wasn't until I was about 23 years old where I started to change my life. It wasn't. I didn't know anything about money. I didn't know anything about investing. I had no idea what career path I wanted to take. I was not doing anything right. I was not. That's just the way it is. And I've gotten a lot of comments from people saying, I wish I knew this stuff when I was younger. Now, luckily, I did change my mindset. I did get the education I needed to build the future I want to build. Luckily, I did get that at 23 and it wasn't 43. But even if you're learning this stuff or becoming aware of this stuff at 43, again, you're still young, especially if you take care of yourself. You have 10, 15, 20 years easily to work, okay? I trained Mike. Mike was in his late 60s and he was out there learning how to drive a truck. He's still out there working all the time, working as if he's 30 years old. Okay, so it's never too late, in my opinion, unless you're like really up there in age, okay? Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm being realistic. But if you're even in your 50s, you have an opportunity, even in your early 60s. I still believe if you're healthy, you have time to build a future. You do, 100%. You could set yourself up. You could set your kids up. Especially if you're under the age of 50, I don't want to hear about how you can't fix it. No, anybody can change at any age. They can. That's the fact. That is the fact. If you disagree with that, it's probably because you don't want to change. But I guarantee you, if you're somebody watching this video that's thinking about getting into trucking, you want to do it, but you don't want to give up alcohol. You don't want to give up drugs. You don't want to give up hanging out with your friends, quote unquote, on the weekends. You don't want to stop eating excessively. You don't want to do anything that gets you out of your comfort zone, right? You got to get out of your comfort zone. Trucking is a tough business to get into. Building wealth is hard. I get comments again all the time. Oh, well, most people aren't going to do that. Yeah, you're right, because most people don't have the discipline to actually stick to a plan and build wealth over time. Most people don't have the discipline to stick to a healthy lifestyle, physical, healthy lifestyle. Most people don't have the discipline to read books and watch educational content versus watch negative content, versus watch movies, Netflix, play video games, yada, yada, yada. It's comfortable to do the unhealthy habits. It's uncomfortable in the short term to do the positive, healthy habits. Again, I said that in my last video. You have to go through pain to get ahead. No pain, no gain. Again, that's the way it is. And you have to quit looking at your age, in my opinion. To all the people that have commented that, quit thinking about your age. Your age means nothing. I could have been like, oh, well, I'm 23. Man, most most friends I had graduated college and I have no degree. Yada, yada, yada. I'm stuck. I'm this, I'm that. I'm not smarter than them. I'm not better than them. No, I had to gain confidence by educating myself, by learning skills, by learning things that most people don't know about, so that I can build wealth and create a life I want to create. You can do that no matter where you're at in life. You can do that, but you have to start. You have to figure out your plan, number one, like I always talk about, and then you have to start. You have to do it, and you have to want the long-term benefits of whatever it is you want to do, right? You want to become a millionaire? most people don't become millionaires. Again, why? Because it's so hard to accomplish. But the process is not hard, actually. To understand how to get there is really not that hard. It's not. But the actual act of doing it, the action, the behavior of doing it, is what's hard. That's why most will never achieve it. Same with building a business, same with anything. No matter what it is in life, it's going to take sacrifice, and it's going to take a complete mindset shift in order to change your life around. And again, you're going to have to look in front of you, not in the rear view. That's, again, how you change things. Because if you're focused on the past that you cannot change the past. You cannot. So quit trying to do that. The only thing you can focus on and control is what you do from now and going forward. That's it. That's what you do. If you're older and you feel like you're stuck and you haven't accomplished anything, hey, if you're 45, 55, you've got time. You do. Especially if you get control of your health and you get control of your mental health, your physical, mental, and spiritual health, and you start taking action on what you know you need to do, you will build. It'll take time though, guys. It's not going to take 1 year. It's going to take 5 years, 10 years. Then you'll see extraordinary results. That's what you're going to have to do. So that's my message for the day. I hope everybody is having a great day who's watching this video. If you're new, I appreciate you for clicking on the video. If you've stayed this far, please like the video, sub to the channel, follow me on Instagram. The link to that is in the description below. And yeah, God bless. Thank you for watching, and peace out.